Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general mid-month reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon or Ascendant for the last 2 weeks of April. I hope you're well. I'm using the Wild Unknown for you today. Now, these readings are slightly different to the main monthly reads in so much as we are looking for the lessons. So I will pull 3 cards to see what your current energy is. Then I will pull 3 cards to see what the lesson is of the energy that you are sitting in. I do it this way around because I tend to find that when I am stuck in challenging situations, being able to sort of draw back from it a little bit and look at the broader perspective, like what is this trying to teach me, helps navigate that energy a little bit easier. I don't feel quite so, victimized by it, I guess. That's the thing. So that's what we're going with, and we'll close out with 3 cards of advice. 2. What else? Oh, also I did at the beginning of the year a 6-month overview for each of the signs. That is still available over on Vimeo, but given as we are halfway through that period now, they are now less than half price. So if you haven't seen those and you're interested, there's a link in the description box. So Leo, let's see what is going on with you. Can I have 3 cards for Leo's current energy, please? Wow. We have the Strength card. We have the Father of Swords, which is the King of Swords in a standard deck, Aquarius energy. 1 more card for Leo, please. Thank you. Oh, I wanted 1, but I got 2. So we've got the 4 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups together. Now, that's really interesting. We have the Magician at the bottom of the deck. Right? For me, the card of Gemini, but it talks about a number of things. The first off being that you are an incredible, powerful being, and that probably to a degree you've sort of lost sight of that a little bit, or maybe it's starting to come in a little bit more. Right? The Leo experience has been a little bit frustrating of late. There's been an energy of being kind of a bit stuck, and it doesn't really matter which way you've been turning recently. It's just not quite right? It's very frustrating. We're required to be very, very patient, which is, hideous for a Leo. And it's like I've done being patient now. Like I've done maybe twice as patient as I would be usually, and the thing still hasn't come in. What the fuck? That kind of energy there. But the Magician says, you are exactly as capable, but you are more capable than you think you are. You are better at stuff than you think you are. And at this point, having a bit of faith in that would really go a long way. Because you actually do have all of the tools that you need to do what it is that you want to do to manifest what it is that you're looking to manifest. And I get a strong sense of, a manifestation vibe going on here for you. But I wonder if there's doubt creeping in there a little bit for you, Leo. And that's probably as a result of needing to be so patient for what it is that you're after. Maybe I'm not doing this right. Maybe I'm not thinking hard enough. Maybe I'm not being positive enough. Strike that from your vocabulary as even a phrase, right? Because I hate this whole, you just got to be really, really positive and then things will happen, because that's not how these things work at all, right? Nevertheless, where intention goes, energy flows. And so if you are working on something at the moment, if you are trying to bring something in for yourself, then devote yourself to that task, because the Magician is here to support it, right? It's the underlying energy for the reading. But the energy that you find yourself in at the moment starts with strength, right? Things are a little bit tricky at the moment. I'm not going to say they're all out awful, because I actually don't think that they are. But there's an awful lot of wisdom that is associated with the Strength card here. I don't know if other readers see it this way, but I do, because the sort of strength that defines the Leo experience is not wrestling lions or boar or any of those kind of things. It is getting through really difficult circumstances and learning that it is possible to be challenged over and over and over again and best that, right? It's sort of an acknowledgement that it's never quite as easy as you would like it to be, but then nothing that was ever worth having was easy to get hold of, really, realistically. But it also talks to me about growth, and this energy that you find yourself in of self-doubt, because I do feel that quite strongly, is a lesson in and of itself, right? I spoke, interestingly, I do remember in the Leo 6-month overview, speaking extensively about this time period really being characterized by the need to eliminate and completely eradicate any sense of doubt that you might have, right? Self-belief, truly the most important lesson that you can learn in this 6-month period, right? And we're seeing it repeated out here through the cards that are coming up. Because what you want isn't right here in front of you yet. And I want to caution you not to be angry about it. I don't want you to get frustrated about it. I don't want you to do any of those things. Just accept, right? Just accept that things are the way that they are, and continue your point of focus on whatever it is that you're trying to bring in. We've got the King of Swords here, and he is talking about, his Aquarius energy, but it's all about the mind. It's all about the intellect. It's about problem solving, It's about really being on the ball in terms of what it is that you want to bring in, right? I'm drawn to this sword more than anything else. I mean, owls are symbols of wisdom, and we've already been down that road here, but this sword, it's so colourful. It's coming to a point, like it's that laser-like focus on what it is that you want, right? Not allowing yourself to be distracted by anything, but also trusting your judgment. Because I think that's somewhere where the doubt's starting to creep in now. There is somewhat of a crisis of confidence going on here. And then the last two cards that we've got here for your current energy are the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Let me shut that fucking window. I swear to God. Right. Now, the Four of Pentacles talks about holding on very tight to something, and the Three of Cups, for me, talks about emotional support networks. And I actually feel like, Leo, although you've probably been very isolated in the last few months. I mean, certainly if you're in the UK, that's been our thing, because we've just been locked down to fuck forever, right? But I think that there's, and you've got used to that. That's the thing, right? You kind of got used to that, and that's all right. Like, it is what it is. But I think as things are starting to open, as they have done in the UK from yesterday, they're just not fully, but a bit. I think there's an understanding here that you can lean on people. It's not what Leos tend to do, but you've got a really incredible support network. Whether they are, right in front of you, or whether they are, a text message away, or a message on Telegram, or whatever, that is available to you, and that is open to you. And it does feel like there's a kind of leaning on it here, a little bit. I'm just going to pull a clarifier, even though I don't usually do that. Yeah, we've got the Sun. There's you, Leo. We've got the Seven of Swords in reverse, and we've got the Moon in reverse, which is a very interesting combination. It's the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck again. There's that. We're back to those themes of acceptance. But the Moon in reverse talks about things really becoming apparent, right? It's illusions clearing. It is things being discovered, and the Seven of Swords has come out in the reverse. I love this card in this deck. I'm going to check that out, right? Because to me, it speaks about specifically self-deceit. Now, what this is talking about is you understanding, right? It really starting to drop into your consciousness that you are not fooling yourself about the things that you want. Like, they are not out of your reach. It is not impossible for you to have these things. Probably more than that, it's not impossible for you to actually deserve those things. right? Fully embrace them. These notions of acceptance and embracing and all that sort of thing coming through really, really strong here. And it seems to me like your friends are better better judges of what it is that you deserve than you are at the moment. Because it looks to me like you should be not paying more attention to their judgment than yours, but certainly more attention than you have been. Because you've got an incredible backup team here, right, that will nurse you through this little feeling of self-doubt that you have. And allow you to get really, really focused on what it is that you want. Let's have a look and see what the lesson is here for you. Tell me about this lesson. Oh, we've got 4 cards, right. So we have the Empress, we have the World, and we have the Hierophant and the 3 of Pentacles. That's really interesting. I noticed that there's a lot of earth here straight off. We've got these 2 Taurus cards of Empress and Hierophant here. And we've got the 3 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles. What do we have down here? We have the Emperor, which is Aries energy, but it's about really getting your shit together, Leo. And that's kind of what this feels like. Don't be afraid to really lay down what it is that you want for yourself, right? Not as a kind of challenge to the universe kind of thing, but like, this is my clear intention, this is what I want, and I have no fear about getting this thing, because I do detect a level of that underneath here for you, Leo. Like you can put your heart and soul into intending for something, right, to happen, but then as it gets close, as the possibility of it happening arises, you can kick back against that really, really strongly, because you're sabotaging yourself, right? That happens all the time with just about everything. And I think that there's that it isn't necessarily what is happening to you here right now, but it's kind of where this would go if you continue down this road, right? Now, I think for the main monthly reading, the underlying message in the whole reading was that what you wanted was actually really, really close. So take this time to work on yourself, because you've got a nice, just got a head wig there. Make sure that you eradicate any notions of doubt about whether you deserve this thing or whether you don't, right? We need to get rid of that altogether, right? You deserve everything that's coming to you. You've worked really, really hard on yourself for a very long time, right? These things are coming in. Patience is required, but you're also being gifted a little bit of time. Right? Now, the lesson here, we have the Empress, like I said, we have the World, and we have the Hierophant and the 3 of Pentacles here together. Now, I don't read other signs into this, because this is all about you, Leo. And so what we've got here are 2 very grounded energies of the Empress and the Hierophant, and they're flanking the World, right? And it does feel like there are loose ends that need to be tied up here, right? It's about the details, right? That's the thing that's missing. Do you remember how I said, like, laser-like focus, everything coming to a point, right? In order to accept the new coming in, and the new is coming in, I do feel that quite strongly, you'd have to pay attention to the little details now, right? Start getting this ending here in proper order, right? So I'm talking about whatever this new thing is that you're trying to manifest, whether it's a change in your material circumstances or whatever it is, if it arrived on your doorstep tomorrow, would you be in a place to be able to fully embrace it? Or are there other things that you could be doing to help tidy up first, right? It's very practical. Like, everything here is very, very practical, but there is the end of a cycle trying to occur. It just needs a little bit of input from you. You know, the Emperor is all about planning and strategy. The Magician can only be successful if he puts in the groundwork first, right? With the elements, but also with his intent. This is the energy that you are sitting in at the moment. And with the Three of Pentacles here, I really do feel like you should not be afraid to ask for assistance when you need it. Now, I know that's anathema to most Leos, just like, we do not ask for help. But you know what? On some of the practical things, you could actually do very, very well by asking for help from people, right? Your community, potentially, you know, the people that are around you. Because there are more people here wanting to help than you realise. And maybe it is that you've set your intentions and you've thrown them out there into the world. And maybe they were every bit as strong as they needed to be. But what has to happen before that comes in is space to be cleared. So if you've got any practical considerations that need to be taken care of, then for the next couple of weeks, set your mind to those, right? Like, for example, I'm trying to find somewhere to live at the moment because I need to move out of this house, right? And I've been, you know, chasing houses, but it seems like everybody in my area is doing exactly the same thing, right? And these houses just being snapped up like this. And I realised a couple of days ago that even if the perfect house arose, just appeared, I couldn't move into it straight away. I'm going to give, you know, let people know that I'll be moving out of here. I need to pack stuff. I need to, you know, repair things around the house. I've been here a while, so, you know, there's a few things, there are loose ends to be tied up. And so, rather than chasing the dream, let's deal with the practicalities in front of me, right? Because I'm pretty happy that I've sent out to the universe that which I need, and it'll arrive at some point. But I need to do my bit here now to bring that in. So I need to take care of the little things, right? That's just an example. Oh, there's a sun card at the bottom of the deck there. I'm not saying that you're all looking for a new house, but that's how I'm reading this energy for me at the moment, right? As a Leo. So let's have a look at some advice. Five of Wands with the Magician and the Six of Cups. That's interesting. Got the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, absolutely talking about putting in the effort with the small things, right? The spider dreams big, it knows it's going to have a massive web, but it takes a lot of work to get it there, right? And it's all the little things it's connecting. You'll put in the big lines. Actually, this is, I've noticed this before. It's really, really intriguing. Pull that Sun card up again. Did this combination not come up in the Leo reading? Because I'm sure that's where I drew this. Where I drew this correlation before. Where is it? There. Okay. The Sun card here looks like the beginnings of a spider web, right? It's got all of those lines radiating out from the center, but what makes it an efficient web is all the little bits that hold it together. That's where all the structure comes from, right? The rigidity of what it is that allows it to give so much feedback to the spider. Because you touch any part of that web and that spider will know exactly the location of what it is that's just flown into it, right? Work on the little things. We've got the Five of Wands here, which can talk about conflict, does talk about conflict, and this could be internal conflict, and I think that you're suffering from a little bit of that. Like I said, it feels like it's doubt driven, doubt generated kind of sort of thing, but it could also be a plea not to be distracted by things, because there are vexatious people in your midst, Leo, and I just think for the time being you can't really do anything about them other than turn away from them and keep your focus on what it's supposed to be, because that Magician card is out again. Look how he's turned away from that Five of Wands. Let me just pull that one more card in. Five of Wands. Thank you, High Priestess. Ooh. Yeah, There's the Magician at the bottom of the deck again, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune coming out with the High Priestess here. Like, careful, slow, conscientious movement, right? The practicalities, the little things that you might have lost sight of. You know, if nothing else, taking care of the little things, right? Putting all of those little things in place will give you more of a feeling of control over what's going on at the moment. Because I think that maybe you might just feel a little bit like you're spinning, because those things that you're after, the things that you're trying to manifest, aren't just showing up in front of you, right? They will. I'm quite certain of that. They will. But what you can do along the way to deal with your own feelings of self-doubt and you know, maybe slight feelings of impotence or whatever like that, you know, start taking control of the little things. Build slowly that way. The High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune tells me that actually you do know that these things are coming. You don't have any sense of conflict about it, because they are coming. They are on their way. It's just not going as fast as you would like. And I mean, I hear you. I absolutely hear you. However, the small things are what need your attention at the moment. Possibly children. If you have children, you'd be paying a bit of attention to how they're dealing with things, because we've got the Six of Cups there. But the Six of Cups is the past. Yeah. It could be that whatever you're trying to bring in and the cycle that you're closing actually has quite a few keys to unlocking where your, you know, sense of self-doubt and your sense of self-worth and what it is that you know, deserve and all that sort of thing will lie beyond. You know, tell me about this. Six of Cups, Five of Cups, and the Tower. Yeah. I've got the Lover's card at the bottom of the deck here. Work with the energy, right? You've got big decisions to make, yes, but you've also got small things to do. And I think, I really do think here that these cards are talking about you chasing. We've got the Tower coming out under the Six of Cups here. Everything's not happening as fast and as dramatically as you would like it to be. But for some reason, this isn't going to work like that. This night, like as Leo's, you know, kind of comfortable with things just throwing up in the air, because fundamentally we are fixed and we can kind of, like, we don't like change, but when change does happen and we instigate it, we want it to be a big, dramatic, flary thing, right? But maybe we don't, actually, because we've got the Five of Cups with that. You know, we might consciously decide that we have that kind of reaction to it, but actually subconsciously I really hate things shifting around. If things moved as fast as you wanted to, it would be incredibly disruptive, potentially for children if you have any, but sort of in terms of you and where you stand. There's some stuff to be dealt with here, and although it's practical in nature, I feel like there are some insights to be gained on this cycle that you are now closing out, right? I hope that's all made sense. I've been whittering for ages, so I'm going to go. These are supposed to be short. No. Don't be distracted. Start with the small things. Everything else will work out, right? Take care, and I'll see you soon.